Hi, I'm Laura. Welcome to my channel, Aquamarine18. And I just learned earlier today from my new YouTube pal, Corvin Greene, I'll link their channel below, that it is International Tarot Day. So happy International Tarot Day. I wasn't planning on filming this video today. I was planning on filming later this week. But in light of the special day, I figured why not jump on and film this video today to be able to then wish everybody happy International Tarot Day at the same time. So I thought I would make a quick video about making tarot bags and the bags that I've made. I showed one. The idea to make this video kind of came from having shown one bag that I made in my conversation video about 2S LGBTQ plus representation in tarot, and I showed one of my favorite queer tarot decks in that context, which was Thea's Tarot, and it's a paper cut black and white deck. I have quite a few black and white decks actually, or kind of monochrome decks, and I really fell in love with this deck, and I love it still. But when I got it, because it was a out of print deck printed several decades ago, actually it was printed in the 80s, right? The copy that I got, and you were kind of told when you ordered a copy that you wouldn't necessarily get everything that came with it, or it wouldn't necessarily be in brand new condition. So I didn't have a box, and it came in a bag that I didn't feel really suited this deck's personality. I love this Ace of Cups. The bag that it came with didn't really suit its personality. It was a kind of floral design, pink and floral, which didn't really suit me or this deck, to be quite honest. So I decided that I would make a bag that fit this paper cut, black and white style better, and I came up with this bag, which was a fabric that I found just at the fabric store locally. And so I'm not sure if this was my first bag I ever made. I think it was. So I made it. It's a very basic design, and all of my bags are. It's just a folded over fabric. You fold it over inside out, right? Because you stitch it inside out, and then just stitched, and it's stitched by hand. I didn't do it on a machine, and stitched around the bottom and one side, folded around to make a loop so that I could have a pocket for a drawstring, and then just put whatever kind of ribbon that I had in there. You could change the ribbon. So this worked really well. It held the cards, and it holds the little pamphlet that the deck came with just perfectly. And I really liked how, you can tell when you make the bag yourself that it is made to go with the specific deck. The fabric goes with the deck really well. So this sent me down the adventure of making all kind of bags. So I've made 6 other bags to show you. I think I might have made a few other ones that didn't make it into the pile. But this is my one oracle bag that I made. And this is a fabric, this is a kind of woolly fabric. It's not wool. But it feels like wool. And again, they're all the same design. And this one has a light blue, dark blue, beige with a brown ribbon. And this bag I made to perfectly suit the Earthbound Oracle 50 card Oracle Divination deck. And this was my first ever Oracle deck that I ever owned and ever loved. And it's by Skull Garden, who also did the wooden tarot. So the cards are paintings on wood grain, nature-based deck that I've really enjoyed working with. Resistance. There are 1 or 2 cards in here that I actually don't use, that I remove. I can't remember. I think there's 2 of them. The one that comes to mind immediately is Luck as a rabbit's foot. I take that card out because I just can't think of the severed foot as good luck. I struggle with it. which is not to say that people shouldn't think of it that way, but it didn't work for me. But a lot of blues and greens in this deck, since it's nature-based, lots of browns. I love that Terra card there. So this bag goes perfectly, in my mind anyway, with my Earthbound Oracle. And something else that I like about making these bags is that since you can obviously make them any size you want, they can easily fit a guidebook. This deck doesn't have a guidebook. But I can keep it in the little tuck box, which is nothing special, it's just tuck box. But I can keep the tuck box inside the bag, and then it gets kind of double protection, but the sturdiness of the tuck box is still there. So that's nice. I'll show these two together since they're kind of matching, and this is probably going to perhaps give away which decks these are before I show them for some folks. So I made two bags, very similar. One is this blue, very stretchy, it's a weird, I'm not that good with fabric names. It's a weird fabric. It feels like something you would make like an ice skating outfit out of, which my grandmother used to make me ice skating outfits when I was a little kid, with lots of stretchy and sparkle and kind of beaded, monstrosities. But I loved them, and they were so flashy and fun. So it has this kind of navy blue sparkle that's a bit hard to pick up there, with a silver ribbon. And then this one is a black, and this is velour, or not velour, velvet. Dark purple, almost black. Velvet with the black string, so very plain. But these two very similar bags are perfect for housing my Prisma Visions in the blue bag and Light Visions in the purple bag. So probably many will have seen these. Obviously they have the same kind of back by James R. Eads. The cards are the same images, and these won't be in order, so I'm not going to do any kind of comparison, right? But the Prisma Visions that's in the blue has a silver gilding on the edge, and these beautiful dark paintings. And the minor arcana, if you haven't seen for this deck, you can line them up and they make a kind of panorama, so you can put all the swords ace to king, for example, or all the pentacles ace to king, and they make a scene, and they're all seasonal. So the swords are winter. Anyway, so that blue deck with the silver shimmer goes in the blue sparkly bag with the silver ribbon. And the Light Visions is the same images as the Prisma Visions, but the Light Visions has a gold gilding that you can see there. And these ones are a bit more monochromatic. They're a kind of browny purple color with the kind of beigey ivory. Oh, and each edition of each deck of James Eads' cards have an extra bonus. So mine came with the orchard, and my Prisma Visions came with the key. But there have been others. So there's been, I think, the strawberry. There's been a few different ones with the different editions. So this deck is very predominantly purple with the gold shimmer, and they both come with these they're quite nice actually, guidebooks. And I'll say something that actually always stands out for me about this, and I don't use these little books that often. My cat's sneezing over there. Daryl. The guidebook for this deck talked about the wands in a way that made me totally kind of develop, I guess, how I see the wand suit, and was talking about the wands as a kind of idea going from a kind of spark at the level of the ace and developing through these kind of various stages of manifestation. And it's talked about in a really beautiful way. So there's those two bags. I only have 3 left. This bag, this is fun. And again, the goal with these bags for me, making them, was to be able to know just by seeing the bag which deck would be, and you can probably tell by the shape, to tell which deck was inside without having to peek, and just be able to see all the bags lined up and grab the one that I wanted, keeping in mind that my collection is not massive. And so I always try to pick these fabrics just that really went. So I got this red and black kind of houndstoothy fabric, which I would totally wear this like out on the town. I should have bought more of this fabric, but I didn't, because I usually buy the material from the fabric store in town. Has kind of like an ends bin where everything is really, really cheap because it comes in weird dimensions or not very much left. So that's usually where I get them. So the red and black houndstooth, of course, goes with the Gorgon's Tarot, which is another very predominantly black and white deck. And this is the only, I love this sun card. This is the only round deck that I own. But the red houndstooth is good because there are in this deck a few cards, and I've put one at the back because I don't usually use it. There are a couple of cards, including the Blind Gorgon, which is the extra 79th card, that do have this little splash of red. I believe the Devil card has it also. And in the book, there's some red as well. And this deck came in a really big box. So if you've seen it, the way that the box is laid out, the cards are here, and these cards are huge. Like, they're huge. So the way that they came in the box is that the cards are like this and kind of a well that holds them, and then the book is here. So it's a huge box that I kept, and I have it in storage, but it's not practical for the way that I was storing at the time, which is another reason that making my own bags was really practical. So this one just has the thin black ribbon with the houndstooth. Last two. This one is my favorite fabric that I've found out of all of them. And this is a weird fabric. I don't know what this would even be called, but it's got a shimmer to it, and it's got this kind of abstract printed, it's kind of a gold silver combo with lots of sparkle, lots of stretch with the black ribbon, which is just perfect for the Deviant Moon Tarot, and which has not failed me in trying to be able to find my Deviant Moon Tarot quickly. So I edged my borderless Deviant Moon in black. It's Sharpie. Everyone has probably seen this deck, but the backs really go, I think, with the bag that I made for them. The colors go really well, and the kind of general, and these aren't going to be ordering either, the general kind of palette of this deck has a lot of kind of browns and golds that goes really well with this gold black shiny fabric. And the last bag that I made is also a black and white. Maybe I should do a video talking about black and white decks, if that would be interesting. I think that there are a lot of really good ones. And I love color too, and I have decks that are obviously not black and white, but I really love a lot of black and white decks. And I made this bag, and this one I didn't have any ribbons, so I put this kind of this is like leather thick cord, and this bag goes with Heart and Hands Tarot. I'm not sure if this deck is still in print or not. I got 2 copies of this deck because I got one and I damaged it really badly with water, leaving it on the windowsill. So it also became the first deck and only deck that I ever trimmed. But as the name suggests, it's got a lot of hands in the art. All black and white, ink drawings. I really like a lot about this deck. A lot of the courts in this deck remind me of people that I know. I'm not sure, or you could even think of celebrities. I think that maybe we'll go with these. But the cards have a lot of these kind of swirling patterns in them, and the backs have this kind of floral, swirly design with the eye in the middle. And when I saw this fabric with the hearts, and the deck is called Heart and Hands, and it's full of the floral patterns as well. This fabric, it was like perfect. So when I go to the fabric store, I'll have kind of a deck in mind, and I'll write the deck's name down so I remember what I'm looking for, and then just go look in the odds and ends section of the fabric store where they've got the really inexpensive, comes in a less than a meter, end of the roll, last season, whatever it is that's really inexpensive. And so I find fabric for all of these bags there. So those are my tarot bags. I thought I would show them off. They're, basic as they are. I'm quite proud of them, and they do the function that they need to do for me. So if you make tarot bags or you like to keep them in bags, do share in the comments if you would like to. And thanks for watching. Have a great International Tarot Day, everyone. Bye.